Hello everyone, it's me again, Dr. Eduardo, attending physician at World Stem Cells Clinic and Rehealth Clinic here in Cancun, Mexico. I hope you all had wonderful holidays and my best wishes and blessings to you all. This time I'm here for you to discuss a little bit about longevity diet, okay, and give you a few advices about what you should be eating and what you should be taking care of in order to follow a healthy diet. Now, for most of the people, I know that you have heard 1,000 times you are what you eat. And for most people, that means avoiding junk food. But this is a popular expression that reflects a deeper truth. The food that you eat can determine how you look and how you function. Let's say it in other words, what you eat will determine if your brain will use glucose as source of energy or ketone bodies, for example. Uh, Another example could be that if you're a woman, the type and the quantity of food that you are eating can affect your chances of becoming pregnant. See how important it is? So let's get started talking a little bit about the amount of macronutrients that you should be eating or at least tracking because every patient is completely different from one to another and every single one of us require different amounts of either macro and micronutrients, although we all require of the three sources of macronutrients: proteins, carbs, and fats. Yes, the good sources of proteins, carbs, and fats. What will be a good source of carbs? Let's say um, sweet potato, um, oats, um, whole grain bread, or whole grain pasta. Those are very simple and common foods that you will find in any grocery store, and that they have a very low glycemic index. What is the glycemic index? Glycemic index refers to the effect of a particular food to turn into glucose, to become sugar. At the end, whatever we ingest ends up um, breaking up and turning into specific amino acids and glucose. And depending how active we are and the type of life that we follow, it will determine if we will use all of that energy, all of those calories, all of those macronutrients, or we will just save them up here where we don't want them. Even though if they are good sources of protein, carbs, and fats, if we are overeating, if we are in a super caloric habit, we will gain weight even if we are kind of eating healthy. That's why it's very important to keep track on the macronutrients that you are having on a daily basis. For me, one app that I use a lot, which is free and you can download it, it's MyFitnessPal, for example. It's a very simple app, very easy to use, and you can keep track of every single portion of food that you're having during the day. You can just scan it and it will get you the amount of protein, the amount of carbs, and the amount of fats that it contains, also the micronutrients, and it will show you a graphic to let you know what you need to eat more and what you are about to reach uh, your limit. So in order to know if we are eating good sources of carbs, we need to check or look out for the glycemic index of each food. Let me give you an example of a food with a high glycemic index. Let's say a slice of white bread. White bread has a high glycemic index of around 46 to 49%, which is a very high percentage, meaning that for this food is very easily to turn into glucose. This food will break down and turn into glucose in the next few minutes, even during the next 5 to 7 minutes. And if you do not start using this energy during the next hour, during the next few minutes, your body is intelligent and it will save that extra energy. It will save those extra calories in here again, in the belly. And there's also another subject that we could even talk if you would like me to explain it in further videos, which is the glycemic load. So if you're interested in nutrition, let me know down here down here in your comments. Let me know if you would like me to talk about this subject, glycemic load, which is actually a more useful measurement because it reveals or shows more information about the relation of an amount of carbohydrate and the amount of this carbohydrate. Now, again, this is a little bit more complex than the glycemic index, and if you would like me to address this subject, I'll do it in another video. But again, write down in the comments, or if you want me to talk about this subject or something else. I'll be happy to make as much as videos as you want. Now let's jump a little bit about the other source of macronutrients that we're missing to talk about, which is fats. Um, a bad ingestion of fats, meaning eating trans fats, for example, or saturated fats, may increase or are very highly associated with the development of dementia and Alzheimer's disease, for example. But if you eat the good sources of um, fats, the effect that you get is completely the opposite. It's a protective effect against uh, dementia and diseases associated to dementia and as well as Alzheimer's disease. What will be a good source of good fats? Let's say medium length fats. Medium length fats such as coconut oil, olive oil, and they might also work as a protective factor. Uh, Also, we're skipping or we're not talking about other sources of good fats such as avocado, nuts. Remember, everything has to be in the appropriate portions. Um, for example, I have patients who have come to me eating 200 grams of garbanzo beans once or twice a day, and they have heard that garbanzo beans have a lot of protein. Well, let me tell you something. 50 grams of garbanzo beans will just have maybe 4 to 5 grams of protein. Yes, which yes is a legume that has a lot of protein, but not enough. If this person ate 200 grams of garbanzo beans, he just had 20 grams of protein. And let's say that he is an average male from the US whose height is around or close to 6 feet. Well, his requisitions will be to eat way more protein than what he's actually having. So just eating good food is not all. We have to eat it in the appropriate portions. I will be talking so much more during the next videos about more recommendations of longevity diet and even some examples of longevity diets that you can find out there, such as intermittent fasting or the 5 day fasting or the 5 day mimic fasting diet. We will be talking about all of these subjects, but remember to write down in the comments what will you like me to talk about during the next videos, and those will be the things, the subjects that I will get started with. Um, let's not forget to keep our mind active. Let's not forget to keep our brain working out as well. Remember that it's also muscle and it needs to be worked out. Um, Keep reading. Let's read on a daily basis. Start playing puzzles, doing computer games. Keep your brain challenged. This is a recommendation I always give to all of my patients. It will help you to improve cognition and will also help you to prevent or delay dementia. All right, it's been wonderful again to talk to you all, and I look forward for our next video. Take care of yourselves and hope to see you soon in Cancun. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.